Guys, oh, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're gonna be doing a purchase or pass. This is kind of like a purchase or pass, would I buy it, anti-haul, like mixed together. I feel like a ton of people don't watch these anymore, but I love filming these. I love hearing people's opinions about new makeup releases or just new skincare, makeup, beauty releases in general. I think it's just interesting to hear other people's thoughts and opinions on these things. So yeah, make sure to subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and if you want to hear my thoughts on these new makeup releases, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I have my iPad here and I'm just gonna look at Instagram. I have some saved that I just seen and I thought we could just talk about. So these were just announced, and I'm looking at Trend Mood is the main place I'm going to be looking at. These are the Armani Beauty Luminous Glow Blushes. So there's not much detail on these. Looks like there are 8 shades as of now. I do think the shades are really pretty. They all seem to be kind of like pinky neutral, and then there's a couple warm shades. I probably won't be picking these up just because Armani Beauty a lot of times is just so far out of my price range that sometimes it's hard for me to justify spending like, I don't know, $50 on a blush or something like that. Like, I do want to try the Armani Luminous Silk foundation because I just feel like foundation can be worth that much money, but a blush is a blush. Like, there's so many good blushes that I just don't know if I would get the Armani Beauty ones unless it was like life changing and you just like absolutely have to have it. So this is a pass for me. Then the other thing that was just announced was the LYS Eyeshadow Palettes. So I see 2. I don't know how many is going to be released. So they're like the standard triangle packaging. I'm sure it's just quite a bit bigger than like their blush ones. I have their blush, so it normally just comes in this packaging, and I'm sure it's going to be like quite a bit bigger than this. Honestly, this is a pass for me. I don't know, something about this, I feel like it'd be kind of hard to make a look. You have like, with this first one, you have like a blue shimmer, a pink like fuchsia shimmer, and then kind of like a champagne, and then you have like a kind of like terracotta brown, a deeper brown, and then you have like a mustard yellow. For me personally, since I do have such fair skin, I feel like it'd be harder for me to make a look just because I feel like I just need something in between, like something in between like the dark brown and the blue, or like the mustard yellow and the pink. I don't know, I just feel like it'd be hard for me to come up with a look, so I just feel like I would never really reach for it. I like the second one a little bit more. It's more like plummy rosy tones. Yeah, it's just a little bit more wearable, I guess. So, and I don't know, I haven't been going crazy with eyeshadow lately. I've been keeping it pretty neutral just because, I don't know, I just feel the best and more like neutral than like colorful, but they're kind of a pass for me. Something about the packaging I don't love. Even though it's unique, I don't know, there's just something about it where I just feel like I would never reach for it. So it is a pass for me. This hasn't really been announced yet, but I've seen it on Trend Mood. So this is the Kosas blush. So I do have the Kosas bronzer. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of similar to that, where it's probably more like a luminous blush. Kind of like the glowish little blushes where they're like that marble pattern. These kind of remind me of that. They only are showing 1 shade, which is Hype. Or is it called Blushes Life? I don't know. I don't love that color. That color almost, she has like fair skin too, and that color almost looks like an orangey bronzer, which those are not my favorite on me. I feel like I do keep it more, I don't wear a lot of warm blushes anymore. I feel like I wear a lot of like cooler tone blushes, even if it's not a pink color. I feel like they tend to lean not so warm because it can kind of just look too warm on my fair skin. But I would definitely be interested in trying these because I actually really love the bronzer. These, they don't have a launch date or anything. Like, it'll probably be launched more spring summer, I would say. Huda Beauty has some new eyeshadow palettes. So these are her first all matte palettes. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure all of her mini obsession palettes, or even her big ones, they have never been all matte. They all have some kind of shimmer in it. So there's more of a rosy pinky tone, which she loves to do, like nude palettes that all are very like pinky colors. So we have like that one. We have a more warm, like a very warm palette. And then it looks like another pinky tone. Yeah, so there's like a deeper version of the pinkier one. So again, she loves, like, I feel like with her nude eyeshadow or like neutrals, they're never quite neutral. They're like lean pinky or lean extremely warm, which, you know, to each their own. I just feel like sometimes if I want neutral, I want neutral, not like pinky neutral. So yeah, I do like the lighter colored one, the one in like the tan packaging. I like that one, and I actually feel like it's not too rosy. There's a couple shades in there that are pretty rosy toned or have like rosy undertones in them. But then the second one, like in the pink packaging, is like all pinky, plummy kind of colors. So I do like it. I feel like people have been asking her. I know everyone's saying like these are the palettes that you have already released, which I do agree. Like these look just like palettes she's already came out with. But I feel like people have been asking for the Mini Obsessions palette in a all matte version. So yeah, and I actually do like her eyeshadow palette formula. I don't know if I would pick these up just because I don't need them. I have some of her bigger ones. I just don't think it's a necessity, but if I was to pick up any of them, I would pick up the tan one. So I wouldn't say these are necessarily a pass for me. And then Kosas came out with a Skin Illuminating Enhancer in 10 shades. So it's a illuminating skin tint that is $38. You can get this at Sephora and Revolve, which I didn't know you could get Kosas at Revolve. And then that's all I know. I would definitely try this out. Again, like I just said, I feel like a lot of Kosas stuff is glowy central, and I have actually liked a lot of the things that I've tried. I like their concealer, I like their bronzer, I like their foundation, I like their brow products. I feel like that's all I've tried from Kosas. But I would definitely try this out. I seen Makeup XKA using this and it looked really nice on her. I really like the Revive shade or the Spark shade. The Spark shade's more like pinky toned, and then the Revive shade is more like a champagne kind of color. So you would use this kind of like a MAC Strobe cream, a Charlotte Tilbury, Hollywood Flawless Filter, a Luminous Glow from L'Oreal. You can mix this in with foundation. It does say it's a skin tint, but I feel like it's going to be more of like a, if you literally want to just not cover up anything and literally just add a hint of color to your skin, then you could use it as a skin tint. But I would probably use it underneath my foundation, mixed in with my foundation. Maybe if like throw this on and just throw on concealer, and then you can have like a skin tint like this. I think this was going to be a true skin tint where it's literally just going to like tint your skin and probably not add any coverage. Especially since it is glowy, I probably wouldn't be able to put it in my T-zone because I would get very oily like very fast, especially in the warmer ones. I would definitely try this out. I probably just wouldn't use it as a skin tint. This one I've already been looking at on Sephora. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Tinted Balm Sticks. That is an extremely long name. It is $26. There are 6 shades, and yeah, they actually all do have some pigment. Like in the swatches of this photo, you can tell that they definitely do have like a little bit of pigment. Now obviously it's still gonna be kind of like that balmy wash of color, but it's not like some of these like balmy shades. Like you could pretty much buy all of them and they're all gonna look pretty much the same. I mean, some might have a little bit of color difference, but for the most part they'll all be the same. These actually look like they have some pigment to them. The one I was looking at, I think, is Baby Doll. So it's like the light pink one. They have a clear one, they have some red ones. I was also looking at Lover and Posy, just because I feel like dabbing Lover in would just be like a really pretty, like especially in the summertime, would just be like a really pretty like wash of that like red, like that like red tint to your lips. I think would be really pretty. And then Posy is kind of just like a neutral pink. Georgie's a cute color, and then Sugar Plum I feel like might be a little bit too intense for me. But if you have medium to deep skin tones, it would look really nice. And then we have the Fenty Icon Velvet Liquid Lipsticks. So these are coming out with like her Super Bowl collection because she is performing at the Super Bowl. These are kind of a pass for me. I love Fenty Beauty, like literally everything Fenty Beauty I love. I will say here lately I've been a little disappointed with their launches. I feel like they're just not launching that much. And even things like when they do launch, I'm kind of just like meh about. Like, I'm trying to think of the last thing they even came out with, and I honestly cannot remember. I don't remember. The last thing I bought from Fenty was the Fenty Heat lip gloss, which I do really like that, but these are probably a pass for me. I don't wear liquid lipsticks very often anymore. I'm guessing this is what was replacing her other liquid lipstick formula, because but I think her old liquid lipsticks were getting like really discounted, and I guess they were going to be discontinued and probably replaced with these, because those were not like true liquid lipsticks. They didn't dry down fully, so they did wear a long time, but not as long as a liquid lipstick, so you would have to touch it up throughout the day, but they still wore longer than like a lipstick. These probably still won't wear all day because they are the velvet liquid lipstick formula, so I still don't know if these would dry down completely, but I just don't reach for liquid lipsticks unless I'm doing like a really bold shade, and I don't do those a ton, and I have like quite a bit of like the bold colors. I mean, never say never. I know me and I know how I am. But as of right now, I just don't. I always like will look at liquid lipsticks and I'm like, ooh, I really like that color. I really want to try that one out, or you know, whatever. And then I end up talking myself out of it because I'm like, do I ever reach for liquid lipsticks? No. But I do actually like the brown shade in Breadwinner. And then I like the really pink, light pink shade. But yeah. Never say never, because I could end up buying one, but as of right now, they're kind of a pass for me. Oh, the Charlotte Tilbury matte blush wands. I feel like this is probably gonna go viral. Who knows? I know everyone loves her other blush wands that are like the glowy ones. I haven't tried those ones out because I feel like I hear back and forth on her tube like products. I know that they leak really easy. Like even though they lock, they will still leak. I know like a lot of people complain about the packaging, and also said that it only is like half full up of the tube. Like you don't really get that much product in the tube. I would be open to trying these out. I never tried like the original ones, but yeah, I know that for some reason there's only 3 shades available of these on Sephora right now. The like mauve kind of color isn't available on Sephora, but I'm sure it's available on Charlotte Tilbury, and I think these are $42, so it's quite the splurge. So maybe during the Sephora sale or something I might pick these up, but that is a lot of money for like a blush wand thing. And then I guess we can go ahead and talk about these. So these are the Tarte blush tapes, 3 shades, and they are pretty much a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. I would try these out. To be honest, I don't know, I'm not like dying to try out the Charlotte Tilburys or find a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. I know like we're in the world right now where every single brand is copying Charlotte Tilbury, and like the contour one, the blushes, the highlights, the primers, the whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care to try these out. I would if I seen some really good reviews on them, or if I seen someone use them, but I'm sure these are still probably in the $30 range. I would say, let me look it up actually. Before I say this, let me look it up. Yeah, they're still $35, and then the Charlotte Tilbury is, Hold on. Okay, so the Charlotte Tilbury is $42 and the Tarte is $35. So I don't feel like that's like, is that considered a dupe? I don't know. I seen someone say like if they're like around the same price and they're the same product, but then it's also like it is kind of a dupe because they were copying Charlotte Tilbury and like pretty much taking what she done and like making it for themselves. It's just not that much of a price difference. I feel like 35 and then 42 isn't that crazy of a price range. Like I just feel like if you really want the Charlotte Tilbury, you might as well just buy the Charlotte Tilbury, because you know what I'm saying. So I don't know, these are kind of just a pass for me. The Milk Makeup is coming out with Sculpt Cream Contour Sticks, which I guess this is strictly a cream contour, because I do know that they have a cream bronzer, which I've never tried only because they only have 2 shades of it and they both just looked way too warm for me. Even like the lighter shade just seemed too orangey, so I never tried it. But these actually look really nice. I like the light shade in Toasted. That'd be a really pretty like contour shade for me. But they do have a really nice range on this one. It does go to a very deep shade, and then I feel like the lightest shade is light enough for fair skin too. So I like the range on this. I would actually be open to trying this out. I haven't tried out a contour stick in a while. And then Glossier is coming to Sephora. So this is kind of old news, I guess, now. I want to say it's March that it's coming to Sephora. I can't remember. Honestly, I feel like this would make me try out some Glossier products, because I do feel like with Sephora, Ulta, anything really like that where it's like a department store, no, what do you call it, where you have like a wide range, I feel like you're a little bit more open to trying out products, trying out brands, than going to the brand's website and like doing it that way. Now obviously I would do that, but I just feel like, you know, during the Sephora sale, during like if you're just kind of shopping on Sephora, like you're more likely to browse and maybe shop those products. So I'm definitely open to trying out Glossier. I have never tried out their blush clouds, I think is what they're called. I can't remember, but I've always heard good things about those, so I would definitely would try that out. The Void Brow I've always heard is really good. The Brow Flick, I would definitely be open to trying out some things from Glossier once it comes to Sephora. I doubt they'll get the full range of the Glossier products. It'll probably just be a few products, especially in the beginning. I don't know. So Selfless by Hiram is saying goodbye to Sephora and hello to Target. So the prices sold at Sephora were $16 to $30, and now that they'll be sold at Target for $13 to $24. So personally, I never tried any of this. I have never watched Hiram on TikTok. I wasn't super into TikTok when he was big. I didn't really get into TikTok till like last year. Or even then, I kind of didn't watch a lot of makeup videos on TikTok, which is really odd, but I love watching them now. So I never watched his videos. He, as far as I know, is not a licensed esthetician, dermatologist, anything like that. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. It is available online at Target and in stores starting February 5th. So if you are interested, personally, I'm not that interested in this. None of the products on Sephora had good reviews. I actually did look like last year, I don't know, like when they first came to Sephora, I did look, and none of it seemed to have that great of reviews, if I'm being honest. And I just know skincare that I love. I have a lot of skincare brands that I trust, and I don't know, something about it just does not intrigue me. Something about it does come off a little gimmicky in a way. But I know that it wasn't doing that great at Sephora, and that's, I don't know, I can't say I know. Allegedly it wasn't doing that great at Sephora, so that's why they like moved it. But I feel like I also haven't heard anything about him in a really long time. So I don't know. I don't really know the whole like scoop on it. Target for cheaper than you could at Sephora. I mean, only by a few dollars, but still. Ulta Beauty is now getting Natasha Denona, which I feel like this is really big. I know a lot of people are either like ride or die Ulta or ride or die Sephora. I'm kind of like either way. Sephora, I prefer shopping online. I hate going into a Sephora. I'd rather just shop online, and there's more variety online. And then at Ulta, I actually prefer going into the store at Ulta more than shopping online at Ulta, only because I don't love the Ulta app. I know that's like really picky, but there's just something about the app that I've never loved. But yeah, I'm kind of an either or type of person, so you can now get Natasha Denona at Ulta. Tower 28 is coming out with a matte cream contour and bronzer. Personally, I wouldn't say this is a contour. These definitely look more like bronzer shades. I am interested in picking this up because I do really like the blushes by them, but I don't know about the colors. They almost seem, I don't know. Well, this girl looks really nice on, but she has more like olivey yellow skin tones. I'm worried that like it's going to be kind of like the Fenty Beauty one, where the light shade just seems to run really yellow. I don't know why brands do that. Like for fair skin tone, they either go extremely warm to where it looks orange, or they'll go extremely cool to where it's just a contour, or they go yellow. Like especially here recently, I've noticed brands that are just coming out with like yellow like under-based bronzers for fair skin, and to me on me it just looks sickly, you know. Like it, like sometimes it doesn't look bad, but then sometimes it's like, yeah, that doesn't, it just looks a little bit off. So like the Anastasia one, like I like the formula of it, but sometimes I can get the color to work for me, sometimes I can't. The Fenty Beauty one, like I feel like in person it looked good, but when I looked at it on camera, it looked very like yellowy warm. So I don't know, we'll just have to see. I just wish that brands would go neutral. What does that girl gotta do? I don't know, I feel like in this picture it doesn't look quite so yellow as it does in this picture. I'll like insert it when I'm talking about it. And she also does seem to have more of like that yellowy warm undertone and not quite so like pinky neutral. So KVD Beauty is coming out with the Good Apple Serum Foundation. So this is a full coverage transfer proof, pore blurring, nourishing apple extract with glycerin, elastomor pigments, I don't know what that is, for a seamless blend, recyclable glass bottle, 40 shades, and it's $42 a piece. It's vegan and cruelty free. It's available on Sephora and their website February 6th. So really nice shade range for one. Two, I am intrigued to try this out. It is still like that, like I feel like if you hear serum foundation you think sheer, light coverage, really dewy. I am intrigued to try this out. I just seen Babs Beauty posted a review, so I will definitely watch that before I make my final decision on if I would buy it or not. I know that the other Good Apple foundation in the little compact that went extremely viral, was that last year? I don't even remember. Whatever that was, I know that that was not good for oily skin. I never bought it. I actually was really intrigued about it, but people with oily skin kept saying how it would break down. It was so heavy and so greasy, but then people with dry skin seem to really enjoy it. So maybe this is more for oily skin. I don't know. Now the last three things. So this is one that I'm very intrigued to try. This is the Haus Labs Color Fuse Blush, and there are 5 shades. They are $38 each, which is a little pricey. I love her packaging. I just think that she does a really good packaging. I am really intrigued by Acai Sky, Dragon Fruit Days, Watermelon Bliss. Like I just think that all of them look really pretty, and like even like the bright colors work on like fair skin. So I feel like this is gonna be like a really nice formula. It is available February 23rd on their website and at Sephora. Excuse me. The Makeup Forever Matte Velvet 24-Hour Blurring and Undetectable Powder Foundation. $43. There are 32 shades, 4 shade families, and 3 undertones. So I don't know if this is just kind of like the foundation that they did where they like kind of reformulated and repackaged their HD Skin foundation, or what. I don't know if this is replacing the matte velvet skin. I actually do have the matte velvet skin, so this is in R210, and I actually do really like this. I think this is a nice powder foundation. I think it's a nice setting powder. This is like a really good powder, but I guess they have now reformulated it. I don't know. So yeah, but it's now in like the newer packaging, kind of similar to the foundation, where it like matches, like the shade of the foundation or the powder matches the packaging. I don't know if I would try this right away because I still have that powder, and I don't know if I would need both, but yeah, so just want to mention that. And then last thing I seen this morning, so this is the Plouise Identify Your Worth palette. It's 38 shades for everyday use and 3 pans of shimmering highlighters. So I'm just gonna be completely honest. The shades are very pretty. I think that the colors are gorgeous. The formula looks really nice. Like honestly, everything looks very pretty. I just feel like we have our, I don't know, like the past couple years, especially since COVID, I feel like we have really like ventured out of the big palettes, and we kind of are all doing like the smaller palettes or mini palettes. I don't know, I just feel like my main problem with some of the Morphe palettes was that they were so big that I never wanted to reach for them because it was such a hassle to get out, you know? Which I know might seem like okay, but they were just so massive that it was just kind of like, is there any point to this? Like, they were coming out with ones where it was like, it'd be hard to travel with this because they're so huge. It was hard to get out of drawers. It was hard to store. It was just so like, like overly big. And I feel like we haven't. For makeup artists, this might be a great thing. I just feel like for neutral palettes, do we need something this huge where it's going to be like this big? And I will be honest, like I like the ColourPop mega palettes and stuff. Now those aren't like huge. Like the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, like I still love this palette. This is still one of my holy grails. I don't feel like this is too huge, and you have like a good range of colors that I feel like it doesn't really matter. And then like mega palettes from ColourPop, like yes, they do have like quite a bit of shades, but again, it's not massive. It's not huge. Like you can tell like the size difference. Like even this, I don't feel like it's too large or big because it's not like the James Charles palette or when Morphe kept coming out with those like mega huge palettes. I just feel like we're over that stage of our life. Another thing I want to talk about, every single time I film one of these videos, like the day I upload it or the day after I finish filming this video, some major launch is gonna happen, and then I miss talking about it and everyone like doesn't care about these ones anymore. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on these products down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.